Welcome to Tales, Tunes, and Tomfoolery starring Jerry Springer, along with Gene Galvin and me. I'm Megan Hills. We're recorded live in front of a brilliant studio audience at the Folk School Coffee Parlor in Ludlow, Kentucky.
My daddy came
And now,
home.
ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Jerry Springer.
Oh my God. What is that? 30, I'd say 35,000 people here.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Very
Unbelievable.
close to it.
Yeah. Well, that's what Trump always says.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, there
Yeah.
were tens of thousands.
And
have
lots
tens.
of women. 'cause
And they
he
love me.
cherishes
They love
women.
me. They love me.
It was huge.
It was huge.
Hey,
Hey, look, I'm rich.
Look at me, I'm rich.
Yeah.
hey,
Yes.
we have I don't want to call it a bit. If you call it a bit, B-I-T, it sounds like it's some sort of comedy shtick, and we don't do that.
No,
but we have a...
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally. We have a button on our website, jerryspringer.com,
Yes.
that says, would you like to date Megan? Megan is Megan Hills. Megan Hills
Right.
is sitting here with
Yeah,
us.
is anyone answering?
Unfortunately.
Oh, they are, yes.
See? And they should.
And they should.
Do you show a picture on the website?
Well, sure. Megan has a whole blog presence on the website. Absolutely.
Massive.
What's a blog?
Dozens of people
yeah.
have checked it out.
And by the way, it isn't that Megan
Can't you
needs
just
a
clean the
date.
blog off?
Yeah.
What is the...
Megan has dated about 40% of North America. No, I'm serious. No, she told me that. You told me that.
actually pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we have this thing going, and it's really going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to recap it because I want to invite. There have been people who have responded. We want to give some more people a chance. So it's at jerryspringer.com because a lot of people listen on TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, play apps. Pocket Casts is one I use. So
These things are being recorded?
these are
Yes.
being recorded, and
People can
those
listen.
People
are
can hear us?
On purpose. They have to listen to this on
Yes.
purpose. Yep.
and those are smartphone apps I'm naming, but this all is really centered at jerryspringer.com.
Yes.
So if you go there,
Yeah.
you can click on the button that says, do you want to date Megan? And then you fill out a form, you make contact with us. And the way this goes is, Jerry, you and I, like her father and uncle, we are going to vet the people
So frightening.
who claim that they want to date Megan, because here's how it all
We're
ends.
running a dating service?
Well, I never really thought of it
what
that
kind of
way. but maybe
website
we
is
are.
this?
Yeah. Well, it's not Tinder and it's not Ashley Madison. No,
Yeah,
it's
thankfully.
basically
Like, yeah.
jerryspringer.com.
Yeah,
But
how do
here's
we
a-
know that? Oh, that's a good point. What about these people that are calling in? How do we know if, they're married or not?
Yeah, we really don't care. But anyway, no, we do. Of course we do. Of course we do.
And if they do, then they can be on my show.
There we go.
Yeah, then they,
this is really
and we
ultimately
switch them
about
over to the
this.
Billy McKinley show. Well, that's
Yes.
another podcast. Anyway, so here's the way this works. So you go to jerryspringer.com, you fill out the form, and in order to be a finalist, and a finalist is actually going to be on the show in some fashion. It might be a phone-in. And they are going to have to get to her. They got to get by you and me, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we are going to vet them. But then listen to what they get. They get some swell prizes. They get a dinner date with Megan where they're going to go out to dinner.
Who's paying for this?
You are. But the way the protection we're building in is that my wife, Bonnie, and I will be with Megan and her date. I will
You need to get a life.
I really do.
You are
No, it's really
such
true.
a loser.
I am.
Thank
It's
you,
true.
Jerry.
To me, and I'm thinking this is like the
your-
biggest thing of the year. I'm going to go out.
We're going to go on a double date. Come on, Bonnie.
I know.
It's going to be
I
great.
know.
And I'm paying for your meal?
Yeah,
No.
oh, yes.
You
Oh,
pay
yes.
for your meal.
No. Oh, well, there's no way. I don't have. But anyway, so all right, we're going to go out to dinner.
You're going to take the Ludlow bus there?
Well, Bonnie and I will. Actually, I got to tell you, Bonnie has I think it's called an automobile. She'll probably drive, and I have to meet her because I do take the bus. Anyway, I'm going to have my ball cap on with a GoPro clipped on, and this whole thing's going to be recorded, and then that's going to go on the website. So this is like really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You're happy with this, Megan?
Just
You're going to
thrilled.
go out
Yeah.
with a complete stranger.
Oh, but it's going to
and-
be vetted by Jerry Springer. What could possibly go wrong?
exactly.
And Gene is going to be sitting across from you with
Yeah.
his camera.
Yes.
Right.
yeah.
Oh, this will be comfortable.
And wherever I look, that'll be recorded. You know, if I look
Yeah.
up or down. Now,
Yes.
so we've gotten some responses. Now, I'm going to tell you something.
What?
And no offense to our audience.
No. Well, first of all, some of them are getting mixed up with the TV show.
Yes.
Because I call them when they pop up on the website because I'm the admin. So when it comes through to me, like I'm all excited and I call them up and I'm talking to some guys. Like one guy's like 55 years old and he's like, dude, I thought this was a TV show. I wanted to go out with that woman that he saw dancing on a pole or something. I don't know. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
You'd be
I've never
happy if
seen
they
the
were
show.
dancing on the Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there it is. It
Boom,
came
boom.
back.
Hey, anyway.
See, you're dancing on a pole. No, you're dancing on the Czechoslovakia.
Hey,
It's
let me ask you a
unbelievable.
question.
I'm going to be here all week, folks.
Hey, Jerry, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What is your wife's favorite wine?
Mickey's favorite wine is I want to go to Miami.
Oh my God.
Yep, they just keep coming. Actually, I'm really excited because yesterday, I signed a new cable contract. And,
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And they're going to install it next Thursday.
Yeah, right. It's gonna have.
So it just.
That's a
That's a
funny.
new
I'll
one that
be
we
here
haven't heard
all
that one
week.
yet.
You haven't heard that
That
one?
was a new one. Good for you.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? That's really a
Yeah,
funny
I've been
joke.
seeing this beautiful woman for about 6 weeks now. I got a telescope for my birthday.
Yeah. Oh, this is sick.
This really needs to stop now.
So anyway, if you are, all of you who are listening, who are good, youngish men. Can I use the
we
term
understand.
And what,
youngish?
let's establish that. Yeah, is there a
Youngish.
cutoff that you don't,
Hey, yeah, Megan, talk to us a
because
little
we should
bit.
know that. She may not want to
Yeah,
go
I mean, we're
out.
acting like it's about us. It's not. In
And
our
it's weird that would happen.
in
with
our
the two of you.
entertainment.
Yeah.
It's about you and your personal happiness. So tell us what you want, and we'll make sure that people call in and you get what you want.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not 22.
Not 22. That's too
52.
young.
Yes.
Okay, now those are the parameters.
52 is too old.
52 is too old. 22 is too young.
Yeah.
Good Lord, we should be dead.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, in all honesty. Yes.
52
want-
is old?
Yes.
Do you want people who are MDs, law degrees, PhDs?
Employed.
Employed.
Yes.
Fair enough. There's your bare minimum.
Employed. Yes.
Not that many MDs watch my show.
No, I don't think so.
Well, actually, they do. That's where they get their patients.
It's recruiting ground.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
What's your
Yeah.
type of guy?
Yeah, what
who,
kind of-
who do
what
you
kind
like
of guy
to
are
date?
you
Really?
looking for?
I mean, who
And
do you
all-
have most fun with?
I don't really have a type.
Really?
I really don't.
Yeah.
No.
Breathing?
Yeah. Employed, breathing, preferably not living with his mother.
standard.
Right.
But that's
Okay, no,
negotiable.
don't live with your mom.
That's negotiable. I mean,
Right.
honestly.
We'll find you someone who's breathing.
You guys are so kind.
If a guy said that and you talk to him, you liked him, you go online, you look at pictures, stuff, blah blah blah, and he wants to bring his mom on the date, would that
we're
like
gonna
creep
have
you
we're
out?
gonna have an issue. Yeah.
Okay, that's not gonna happen.
That's a break. Yeah. Yep. Nope.
Okay.
Hard stop.
Do you remember that we have Jerry on record? It is recorded saying that if you meet a guy on this date
Yep.
and it turns into something,
Yep.
and you ultimately get married and have a child, that Jerry will pay education for that child from like first grade all the way
I
through
said
grad
college
school.
education if you name your child Jerry Springer.
No, it was up through graduate school and and the wedding. Actually, it was
Yeah.
all. It was all.
It
It's all
wasn't
on-
at all? Was it a package
Absolutely.
deal?
Yeah. It was all.
The
But
on-
you have
wedding.
to name your child Jerry Springer.
No, that wasn't in there.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
it wasn't
Why
in-
else would I do it?
Because you care about me.
As I said, why else would I do it? No, I do care about you.
All right, so if you want to date Megan, please go to our website at jerryspringer.com.
What am I,
To
a
be
pimp?
honest, no, this is all good fun. To be honest, let's really be honest for a minute. This will be fun for some guys that want to participate in
Sure,
this. It's gonna
yeah.
be a good
Actually
time.
will be.
Yeah, Gene
It'd
and
be a lot
Bonnie
of
are
fun.
nice people. They
Yes.
really are.
Good people.
Yeah. And Megan is a lovely young lady.
Lovely
darn
young
it.
lady.
Professional woman.
A professional woman, a master's degree, a HR manager with a very good company. She is comes from great stock. We've met her parents.
What the heck? What is this? You're selling a cow?
No, her mom and dad.
She
It's a
comes
metaphor.
from great
It's a metaphor.
stock.
It's an expression.
Yeah,
Wow.
a good Swedish lady.
Her mom and dad are staunch Republicans.
They are.
Staunch
Oh.
Republicans.
Yes, they
very
are.
conservative political people. So you should know that about Megan
Going
as well.
in,
But
yeah.
not
Going
Megan.
in.
No, I
No.
wouldn't be here.
Yes.
Right.
I couldn't stomach this if I were
No,
Jerry.
I don't think you could. So anyway, please play along. I think we're going to have a lot of fun
Yeah,
with
I
it.
know
And
it
it's
is.
kind
It's
of
fun.
open-ended as to when we're going to do it, but we're going to do it here in the near future.
Yeah, sure. Check it out.
Now, I wanted to, and this is...
And I know guys don't care about this, but you're a good-looking woman.
Oh,
sure.
thanks,
You know,
Jerry.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate
because
that.
guys
should
should
know that.
They should
Don't-
not think of that as the first thing. They should think about, does she have a good personality? She does. Does she cook and sew? She does. Is she attractive? She is.
Okay. 50 years ago or whatever, when you went to that high school that now you had a reunion for,
Right.
and you first saw your lovely wife, Bonnie.
She was killer.
Yeah,
I didn't
how
care
much-
anything whether she could cook anything.
You did not say, how'd you
No.
do in algebra?
Did
No.
not care. No, didn't care. But Megan, you shouldn't be like us. You should be better
Right.
than us. You should
Yes,
be better than
we
us.
are.
You should have
striving
some-
for
you
for
should
the
have some
better.
character.
Thank you. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Now, this
If you
is
had character,
something-
you wouldn't be on my show.
That's also very true.
This is something that truly does. Let's stop the joking for a minute. This really annoys me. And it's inside ball, and it's airing our dirty laundry here on our own podcast. But we, first of all, are proud that every episode, and it's going to happen again tonight, we have Moonshine and Wine, a group that's going to perform shortly. And they
I
are
thought you were talking
excellent.
about we drink it
I
every
thought
show.
so too.
No,
I
no,
went, this
no.
is going to get good.
No. A guy came up to me during the Whispering Beard Folk Festival. We've recorded a couple episodes there that'll be forthcoming. And he had in a mason jar something that he said was white lightning.
Yep.
Yeah, and you drank it.
That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Anyway, so here's what I want to complain about.
Yes.
I know this, and I didn't, wasn't part of this, but I know when you came to Cincinnati, the Cincinnati area in 1969-ish, 8 maybe?
69 is when I moved here permanently.
69. And you started your political work. It was remarkable, all kidding aside. I'm a great fan of all the causes you were involved in. I joined you on many of those. But I also know that you were performing the music of our generation and the music of the spirit of the times, protest songs, folk music. You were a folk singer.
Mahogany Hall.
And there was a place in Mount Adams called Mahogany Hall, and it was, as I recall, a coffee shop, wasn't it? Or a kind of a wine place? What was it, a bar?
I think it was a bar, but it was kind of a low-key bar.
Yeah, it was a very
wasn't
cool place.
Yeah.
All
You
kidding
walked down
aside,
the
it was a
steps
great
there.
place.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
And you performed with a woman. It was a duo, was it not?
Yes.
Is that true?
Linda Paffman was her name.
Okay, and the
Yeah, I
group
remember
was
her.
called Jerry and Linda or something like that?
Did we have a name?
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a good look at Megan,
You know
Jerry.
that-
You could tell she wasn't there. No.
Because we even had a record, Bloodshot Eyes. I don't remember. Did we? Yeah, you do remember. Yeah,
Well, because
Patty
in the
was-
audience is
Yeah.
Patty Burke, who was an administrative aide to Jerry Springer when he was on city council.
Did we have a name other than Jerry and Linda? I don't think so. I
We don't
think
know.
we had a group name.
I actually have the 45 song.
Well,
Oh
you
my.
can't hear Patty,
It was
but we
a
may, you're not going to
45.
hear her tonight. but
And
we
you
have
put
a-
that on the gramophone. It was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that's
Yeah, we were. But
Now-
yes, Sunday and Tuesday night, I was here, working at a law firm. And the truth of the matter is, those were the songs. You are right. The music was mostly, it was the song of the 60s.
And
which
you were
were
doing
political
covers,
songs.
basically. I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah,
guys
I
wrote
did.
music, but
Yeah, no,
and which is
no.
different from the groups we're hearing
Yeah.
tonight and other nights.
They have
These
talent.
Yeah.
They have talent,
Yeah.
yes.
I was playing every protest song that had G, C, and D7.
They're still playing
Right.
at a GD.
Well, there
There
you
you
go.
go. See,
God
nothing's
bless
really
you.
changed.
Nothing's changed.
So look, Jerry, you performed. You made some walking around money. You did. You got paid. You made some money. I'm not saying how
Why
much.
are you
but got-
surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Shocked. Really
I
shocked.
got your back on this.
It's
I
okay.
think you are a folk singer. Once a folk singer, always a folk singer. Here's my sorry story.
Yeah.
I played folk
You
music
actually do play
latter
the guitar.
part of high school through college, a little bit beyond, and I was in a trio, and I went out with some singing people in a group, and we made a little walking around.
And
money.
what was the name of the organization that was always in Mount
The
Adams?
Queen City Balladeers.
Queen City Balladeers,
And we were
yeah.
part of that in the early stages of it.
John Denver would come and play
John
there.
Denver, I jammed twice with John Denver
Yeah.
all
That's
night
cool.
after they performed first at Xavier University in Cincinnati and then at the University of Cincinnati. The point is, we've got street cred in the folk music genre.
Yep.
Yes.
Not only our generation, but specifically you. See, they're laughing in the other end. That's partially what I'm so annoyed about.
Yeah.
They don't
because,
respect this.
Well,
Well-
because it's you.
To be fair,
Fair enough. To be fair,
To be fair.
I mean, for the love of God, right?
this is not a respectable situation going on.
This is
no.
not
Street
really
cred.
going anywhere good. is it?
We play because we enjoy playing, and that's true. And yeah, and
We were good. Come on, they
Are
love
you
this.
plugging to get to play on this podcast?
Thank you.
No.
Thank you. Why
No.
can't we be what Moonshine and Wine is tonight?
Yeah.
Because
you
we're
mean
not.
my
brother,
brother,
the
be
bi-
the musical act on this thing?
On this show, yes, that we
No.
are the musical act.
No.
Hold on a second.
Wait a
Megan.
second.
Hold on, Megan.
In the words of Ronald Reagan in the Iowa debate back in 1980, I paid for this, Mike.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we're going to
Look,
sing.
Megan.
This is my show.
That's right, Megan. Let me ask you something, because
Gene,
you're
what you got?
actually going to be a much greater resource than you maybe think. Because I'm thinking what I'm thinking, because I'm the one that does the business plan for the podcast.
And
so
what
I'm
a business
always
plan it
thinking.
is.
The
I'm
business
always
plan.
thinking.
There's no business plan.
Well, yeah, it is.
No, I pay every bill. What's
That's
your
the
plan?
business plan. That's what I'm saying.
We
is the
don't make a
business
damn
plan.
penny.
No. Oh, that's all going to change in weeks. That's all going to change.
What part of your business plan shows that we make any money at this?
Well, I never thought that part through. But now, Megan,
Yes, Gene.
Some
yes,
business
sir.
plan.
let's get serious
Yep.
for a minute.
Okay.
You are a trained actress.
This is-
Verdad, as
is
we
true.
say in Espanol. You are a trained
This
actress.
is true. My undergrad was in theater.
Okay.
Yep.
And you took tap dancing.
I did.
You took voice lessons.
Many, many.
You took theatrical or dramatic sword
I
fighting.
did. I did combat.
You did. So you are trained. You
You
studied.
should move, sir.
You studied puppeteering
I
at
did.
Northern Kentucky University.
That's what a
Yes.
future date wants to hear. Hey, you want to go out with
Date a
you want to go
puppeteer.
out with Megan? She's a puppeteer.
Pretty sexy.
That's a turn
Oh
on.
man, call up now.
Oh, that changes everything.
That's good. Yeah, we're gonna find somebody who's a puppeteer.
Yeah,
and
there's dozens of them
dramatic
out there. They're all
combat
over the
person.
place.
But look, you can sing. You can sing.
I know.
Yes, you can.
I,
And yeah, you can.
You can, well, look who you're talking about. Here.
Are we
you
comparing?
Can fit into this group.
Here's what I propose.
We're looking
This is
for
what I propose.
comparisons.
We have here tonight the person we employ. He's awesome, Casey Campbell.
Casey is awesome.
Guy's
Yep.
unbelievable.
Yeah, Casey.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, I
He's
write
Casey can
unbelievable.
sing.
Too, right?
You do write a check to him every month.
Yes.
I propose I ask Casey, he's in the other part of the coffee parlor, to come out here, sit down, and I think we sell him on accepting us next week when we record
Absolutely.
again to be one of the podcast featured performers as the Jerry Springer Trio.
Are you Denali
That's the
right
name
now?
of it.
That's not going to happen.
No, you, Megan, trust me. Megan, trust me on this one.
No.
It's going to be awesome.
No.
It's going to be unbelievable.
No.
Let's bring Casey
So
out
we have
here.
to convince him.
I think we have to. He's the guy that assigns the guests.
Yeah, how difficult is that going to be?
I think it's going to
Pretty
be easy.
hard.
Because I think
It's
when
going
he
to be
hears,
very easy. I write his page.
yeah, all right. No, I think when he knows that our
If he
chops
wants to keep his
are musical
artistic
chops.
integrity.
Is Casey, here?
Casey?
Somebody has
Come on
Casey
in.
Campbell.
There you go.
Casey.
Hey, Casey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Okay.
I love this guy, by the way. This guy's
He's a
unbelievable.
great guy.
Casey Campbell.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
You provide, Casey, you
Yes, sir.
provide all the music for, and in other words, you get us the bands, the
I do.
singers, the
Hey,
musicians.
good job. Dead
Yeah,
serious,
killer.
man. These
Thank
are
you.
quality people.
That's
I
the
think
one
so.
part of this podcast that has some value.
It's
I
yeah,
think so.
very
It's
true.
been really good.
and Gene's comments.
Yes, and hey, Casey, I used to be in a folk trio.
Is that right?
Yeah, I probably
No,
never
he's
told
telling
you
the
that.
truth.
No, did you hear the way
He's
he said
stunned.
that?
He's
He
stunned.
said, "Is
No,
that right?"
he can't.
But it didn't sound
Okay,
sincere.
okay.
He
Gene
says,
can actually,
"Okay."
yeah. Gene can
He
play
was
that.
in
Yeah,
a
that's
folk
great.
duo.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when we started the show.
Megan has studied theater and performing at all levels.
I heard that this week.
Yeah.
Back at the Whispering Beard, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would like
great.
be very polite about this.
Okay.
We
It's his
beseech
idea.
you to allow us to be the musical featured guest on one of the episodes that we record next week.
This is going to.
Well, wait, hold on a second.
And
I'm
I'm
gonna show him
asking you
something.
to say no.
And I will accompany, maybe you will
Yes,
too, but
and
just
look
to
at that.
prove this,
This is-
I'm going to show you a solid G chord.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't everybody like jump in already.
It's a G chord.
Now, let me do an E.
Yeah.
E's easier
Yeah, that's
for me.
easier.
Yeah. What if we got someone else to play the instrument? We could sing. Okay.
You're not
My
doing
guitar
good.
isn't
Actually-
really tuned.
So-
Could we be? What do
If
you
we
think,
practice,
guys?
Okay,
we're
okay,
gonna
so
we'll
practice.
rehearse.
We're
We'll
going to
rehearse.
rehearse.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want to play music on the podcast? Is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
That Jerry Springer Trio.
You've heard the music we've had on the podcast? this far?
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
World caliber.
Yep.
It really
is.
And we were at
You've heard
Whispering
that, right?
Beard. We
Yes.
heard the talent down there.
Yes.
And-
we don't match that.
And when was the last time you guys were in a folk group?
No, it's just. Yeah.
1968 for me.
How
maybe?
long ago was that?
Well, it's at least 20 years ago. I mean, well,
We're not real
at least.
strong
I
with the
said
math.
at least. I said at least.
Yeah.
It's at least 20 years
This
ago.
is-
You know, Gene, I don't know if I ever told you this. When I was 4 years old, I was one hell of a painter. Do you know that? I could draw pictures and I could paint. But you know
But
what?
when you were
What?
four.
I'm not quite sure I'd walk into, the Museum of Modern Art right now and ask for one of my paintings to go up on the wall. I just,
It's a
He's
valid
making
no
a
point.
offense to you
Makes a good
guys.
point.
No offense to you guys,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think you just, you need to understand the work and the effort that goes into all of these musicians and I frankly am a little nervous about this.
I understand.
We asked for an honest opinion. He is the music coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Now, and
Be persuasive.
Now,
here,
Jerry,
Jay.
this
I'm
has
counting on you now to close
okay,
his deal.
I'll try to be persuasive.
Okay.
I see it coming.
Do you like your job?
I do.
I saw it coming. Yeah, really. This is how he
Hell of a
wheels the
job it
deal.
is.
Well, there you go. And
That's not very
So
fair.
is next week good for you then?
next week works.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
Next week works just perfectly.
You're a weak man.
I'll tell you what.
Campbell.
I'll tell you what. If you guys think you
We'll
can get,
audition.
Okay. I like.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, you want to play next week and have that be the audition for maybe forever?
And
you
you
mean?
can cut. You can stop the song
Okay.
at any part of the song.
That's fair
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
So because it's first of all, we have to think about the health of the people who listen to this.
Really? You don't want to hurt anybody.
We do care about our
wanna get
audience.
hurt.
We don't want
true.
911 called.
We will play, and after you give us about 20 seconds, because people can put up with
That's a
20 seconds. of
really
virtually
long time,
anything.
Jay.
Yeah, if it's
I mean,
really
you know,
bad, it's a really long
It could
time.
be
isn't it?
like
Start on a dime.
it's like the bell of a fire drill. It drives you crazy, but you can hang in for 20 seconds.
Okay.
And then you'll see, and you, as we play, you can decide to.
It's
let
like
us
the Gong Show. As long as they don't hit
the
the gong.
gong show.
Then we keep
and we
going.
could use your lying buzzer.
Yeah.
You know the buzzer.
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
that
yeah.
someone's
The you
lying
lied
When they
about.
say,
device.
"Are
Yeah.
you any good?" and someone says
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
You know
there
what?
go.
That could be
I'll take
fair.
that
We'll do
challenge.
that.
I'll
We'll
take that
do
challenge.
that, 'cause we
Okay,
wanna
is that
earn our
agreeable to
way.
you?
I'll have to run it by the higher ups, but I bet I can.
Okay.
make that
Okay,
happen.
run
Well,
it
the
by
higher
me.
ups is Jerry
Yep.
Springer. He's sitting right
Yeah.
here.
If
All right.
there's a different higher up, I want him to start or her to start contributing.
Is that right? Well, I think this is fair enough. If you do an audition in front of our wonderful live audience here that we get for you guys,
I think
then
you got a deal.
I think that's
what
fair
we're doing.
enough.
There
All
you
right,
go.
and I'll tell you what we'll do because we don't want to get in way over our heads.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that
No, I
either.
understand that. We'll come in here and we'll have
It's
a
gonna be
song
a
ready.
standard
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Not a lot of range.
Okay.
And if
okay.
we
In
don't
D.
get gonged,
Okay.
In D. Let's play
I
in
actually
D.
prefer E. I mean, how about E? No, we'll work
We'll
that
we'll
out.
be back. We'll be back with you.
And then we'll do Irene Goodnight. We'll
Okay,
take us
all right.
out on Irene
Okay.
Goodnight.
Yeah,
It'll be Megan Hills. What's the Jerry Springer Trio?
That's true. Well, I'll tell you.
I don't know that I want my name on this.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is what you
All
don't
right, so
want your
William
name on. This is where
McKinley,
you draw
William
the line.
McKinley
The
Trio.
William McKinley.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Casey
Hey, you're
Campbell.
welcome. We'll see you next week, guys.
I am stoked.
Thanks,
Megan, are you
Casey.
excited?
Now I'm excited.
Oh yeah, Jane,
This
I'm
could be
thrilled.
good.
This will be great.
We have David Pruce over here, who is our technical director.
Yeah, and you can turn the sound off at any time.
Yeah, and David owns and runs Ambient Studios, so he's
Yeah.
always here. And David, I think you've agreed And hey, we'll stick Jerry with the bill. But you coach Megan on
Yeah.
singing. Give her some voice lessons.
That'd be great.
Because she's feeling
This
insecure.
is great. We're a week away, and now we're taking voice lessons?
Well, we're going to do the
didn't
best.
say
Who's
you
going to
would.
take guitar lessons?
No, I'm up.
You're up to it. I just saw a little bit of it.
Well, I'm going to tune the
Better be-
guitar
yeah.
the next time. So we're going to do that. All right. So next week, let's announce right now, Jerry Springer Trio. You'll hear it right here. Now,
Okay,
I wanted
now
to ask you.
a
Yeah, go ahead.
serious moment.
Yeah.
Actually, this is crazy. Okay, and I can't even see the other side of the argument. And let's say you're a lawyer and you're trained to see the other side of someone's argument. But I honestly, and trying to be as fair as I can be, cannot see the other side of this. There is a clerk in the state right here. We're in Kentucky. There is a clerk of Rowan County. Her name is Kim Davis.
Kim Davis.
Okay. And you've probably heard this story. She refuses to grant a marriage license to a gay couple, even though it's the law and the U.S. Supreme Court has upheld it. It is her job as the clerk to issue marriage licenses. She was elected to that post. That is her job.
$80,000 a year, I might add.
Really?
Yep.
What am I
In
doing
Rowan
this for?
County, really?
$80,000 a year.
Heck
And
with-
by the way, elected as a Democrat.
Yes. So, right. So I'm not picking on Republicans here. But this is the absurdity. She, because of her personal religious beliefs, which she's absolutely entitled to, God bless her, you believe exactly what you want. You go to your church or your temple as many times as you want. This is America. Great. But she says, as the clerk, I am not going to give this couple a marriage license because it is against my religious belief and my conscience that a gay couple should be married. So it's the Supreme Court has just ruled on it.
And
End
by
of
the way, just
subject.
to add a couple facts and then keep rolling here, but they also, she has said, thinking this is a legal protection, I'm not giving marriage licenses to anybody. And this all started back in July. So she says go to another county to get a marriage license.
Okay. So,
To anybody, straight or gay.
right. But there is, and the reason she said she's doing it because she doesn't want to have to give it to a gay couple because that's her religious belief. So on this issue, and she's being supported by various groups that are against gay marriage. But on this issue, if you're living in America, there really is no other side to the issue. Because no one is denying her her livelihood. No one says you have to serve in that office. She has chosen to serve in an office and to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, which under our Constitution is interpreted by the Supreme Court. So there is no other argument. Get another job if you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, you can't sleep at night, you think you'll be punished by God. I'm not making fun of that. If you really believe that, you should not have this job. If I'm Jewish and I don't eat pork. So if I worked for a meat cutter and I would, or a taster and I would have to eat pork, I'd say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. So I'd leave that job. I'd find a job where I don't have to violate, let's say, what I believe in. So what is the other side to this argument? This woman is nuts. She's crazy and really so disrespects the idea of America to do that. Nobody is challenging her religious views. Nobody. Don't throw that up there. You cheapen people's real belief in having religious freedom when you say this is an issue of religious freedom. And shame on the people running for president that are backing her. And they're doing it.
True.
They're issuing releases now and saying, yeah, but the Cruz was in a televised interview saying that, people shouldn't have. Really? You want to be president of the United States, and you are saying to every public official in America, if you don't want to do something that is against your personal beliefs, even though it's the law of the land, you don't have to do it. How is he going to be sworn, God forbid, how is he going to be sworn in as president of the United States and raise his right hand on January 20th of 2017 and say, I hereby swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States, so help me God. He can't say that because he's now on television saying that he won't uphold the Constitution of the United States and he won't have public officials have to follow the Constitution because he's saying you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I mean, why don't we just forget all the laws of America and just say, everybody, let's have anarchy. Everybody go and do what you want, because here's a man running for president and says you don't have to obey the Supreme Court. Even Nixon understood that when the Supreme Court said turn over the tapes, Nixon turned over the tapes because he swore to uphold the Constitution of the United States. So all my problems with Nixon and terrible things he did with Watergate, by God, he understood. He understood what this country is about in the end. And these people running for president that say just because they want to win a Republican primary and they want to keep the base, they say this stuff. I mean, really, are we going to just stand up and say, this is America, we have a Constitution, you obey the Constitution? If you don't like things in the Constitution, you don't say like Trump, forget the 14th Amendment. You don't say like Cruz, don't have to follow the Constitution. We have to have people that really believe in America if you want to run for president.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, let me.
Yep.
Let me add just a couple things to that because I join you. I'm a Kentuckian. I live in Kentucky. Megan's a Kentuckian too, and this really, really annoys me. Kim Davis, and I'm purposely renaming her, Rowan County Clerk. Now, admittedly, these episodes of Tales, Tunes, and Tomfoolery, the Jerry Springer podcast, are recorded when they're recorded. There's always a little bit of a lag to do some final editing and ending up on the air on our website. So this issue could be in a different place when you hear this, possibly. But let me just say this about Kim Davis, the county clerk from Rowan County, Kentucky. She's been been repeatedly reported in the news media. She has been divorced 3 times.
Yep.
She's on her 4th husband. So this is a woman who's quoting Jesus and talking about the sanctity of marriage, and she's on her 4th husband. Secondly, in addition to Ted Cruz and other candidates who are just sucking up to the rightist wing of their party and supporting her, the legislature in Kentucky, we have a Democrat governor, and we have one branch of the legislature is Republican, the other is Democrat. And remember, she's a Democrat, so this is not about attacking conservatives. But the only way to get rid of her politically is to impeach her. And the word is that that is not going to happen, that there is not the political will in Kentucky to do what should have been done in a matter of days, which is throw her butt out.
Yep.
Here's why. Black people face this in the 50s and the 60s, and there's still some lingering racism in America. Black people could not go certain places to places of public accommodation, a motel, a restaurant, a lunch counter, and for a long time, America allowed for people who made their living selling goods and services to regular people to say that they could be barred from those places. And then the federal law kicked in, public accommodation. You don't have a choice. If you don't like serving black people, go do something else. Get out of the business world. The same thing is true of her. She's elected to a position. If she doesn't want to do her job, quit. That's the solution to this. If they're not going to impeach her, then we got to hope she quits. And
Well, what they can do is I believe one route that they should take, and they may take, is she could be fined for contempt of court.
Right.
And I would say do a fine rather than putting her in jail, because then she'll just become a martyr. There'll be demonstrations. We're just going to give rise to a whole movement, and
I'm
that's
with
not
you.
going to help America.
Do you think if you fine her, she'll then acquiesce?
Eventually, because in the beginning there'll be groups that will give her some financial support.
I
But
worry
if you
about.
get fined every single day, after a while, it's not on the front pages anymore, and
Jerry,
someone's
here's
going to
my
say,
word.
"Why am I spending $5,000
Jerry,
a day?"
there will be groups that will line up. The bottom of the pockets will never be found. There are people who, if it's millions of dollars in fines, in jailing her, and really, to be honest, I hope, because that's my fear on the fines, it'll mean nothing to her. It'll mean nothing. I think putting her in jail will make her a hero. What I really think needs to happen is impeach her and throw her out of office. I think the attention now should focus on the Kentucky legislature. Impeach her and remove her from office. If we don't have county clerks providing the services that the Supreme Court say must be provided, then we're screwed in Kentucky. And that's coming from somebody who lives there. She's got to be impeached.
I want to hear something, a place where the media could be really helpful. I think the media should ask all those elected officials, starting with the governor, starting with the presidential candidates, look into the camera. Are you telling the American people or the people of your state that you no longer have to obey laws that in your conscience you don't want to obey?
That you're being paid
Because
$80,000 a year
just in
duties
general,
to perform.
anybody. That happens to be her law that she's violating. But if we're saying to people, if your religious beliefs or your personal beliefs, because you never know, it doesn't have to be a church, it can just be your conscience. If there's a law you don't like to obey, you don't have to obey it. That is the lesson for our children that this woman and the political candidates that are supporting her are giving us. They're basically saying, no, you don't have to do it. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court says. Doesn't matter what the courts say. Doesn't matter what the Constitution says. You don't have to do it. Well, fine. What are we having elections for? Everybody do what you want.
And
School's out.
Would you agree that it's far worse? We've heard this example of, well, I don't want to do a wedding cake for a gay couple. And my religious beliefs tell me I don't have to provide that. And that's the public accommodation argument that parallels what happened to African American people. This is far, far worse. This is an elected official paid $80,000 a year of tax money to perform a duty that you ran saying you would perform, and now you're using religious beliefs to not perform it. To me, this is far, far worse. This is one we cannot let pass, and as I say, I can't think of a solution other than throw her out of office, which only happens through impeachment. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, no. I hope it does, but I'm not optimistic that the Kentucky legislature will do that.
Yep.
You're not.
Well,
If it were California, but
It wouldn't happen there. She
Let's
wouldn't
go
she wouldn't be
from-
elected there.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Let's go from Rowan County, Kentucky, and a discussion of that issue to moonshine.
Whoop.
Shall we? We
Yes.
have a group with us tonight that we're real excited to
If
hear.
you have a choice, folks, to drink it or listen to it, listen to it.
Here we go.
And drive home safely.
Yes. We're real excited to have a group called Moonshine and Wine, and it's Dawn, Danielle, and James. And we're going to chat with them a little bit about their music and the inspirations for it and where you're playing, how we can get some of your sounds, some of the pieces you perform, CDs, etc. But please tell us the first song you're going to do, and be anxious to hear it.
Oh, well, the first song I'm going to do is, it's not necessarily about the ideal, but I'm just going to sing it. It's for Jerry. Everything's going to be all right, okay?
Okay.
Everything's going to be all right. The song's called All Right.
Yeah.
And
I just get riled
you
up.
just get all riled up. We get it. But it's just kind of about a segment in a relationship I had, trying to write, but still dealing, but having a spat and not being able to write because I couldn't clear my thoughts and such. And so I just wrote about that.
Okay.
Why I couldn't write. So the song's called All Right. Well, lately I've been sitting here and I'm trying to write some new song for things like that don't come easy when something is wrong. When my love and I just don't see eye to eye. Well, we walk two separate paths, trying to live one life So let me start by asking you, so I can write some new tunes. Just what been bothering you? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it all right. Make it all right. Make it all right. Make it all right. 'Cause I'm not gonna let you go. No, no, no. I'm not gonna let you go. You say you need a man who cares. Well, I'm standing right in front of you. It ain't pretty, but tell me who is. And I'll say they lied to you. Well, I ain't new to the game, so let me tell you who will be. 'Cause I ain't gonna keep moving like this. You won't let me in. So trust me when I say this to you. If you can't communicate with me, we better now than before. And I promise we'll make it all right. Make it all right. Make it all right. Make it all right. Well, now that all is said and done, you're the happiest woman that I know. This must mean, yes, it must mean we made it all right. Make it all right. We made it all right. Make it all right. We made it all right. Make it all right. We made it all right. Make it all right. Made 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 it all right. Make it all right. Made it all right. Make it all right. Thank you.
It's great. That's Moonshine and Wine, and that's Don, Danielle, and James. And tell us where people can hear your music and buy it.
Moonshineandwine.net.
Okay. That's pretty easy. Moonshineandwine.net. And do you have one or more CDs there?
Well, actually, we are in the process of recording our debut CD.
Okay.
Oh, great.
It has started. We come from another band that and we scaled down,
All right.
and it's all recent. We actually have a double bass player that plays with us, Jason Wilcoxon, who couldn't make it because of soccer practice and
right.
family priorities. But
Yep.
we'll allow that once in a while.
Excuse me.
You're excused, Jerry. It is your show.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Don, can I ask you a question, please? And to answer, you're going to have to kind of jump up to that condenser mic there. But I'm always curious about fiddlers. Do you have a classical violin background?
Yes.
Tell us where and
Well,
starting when?
I began at 5 in kindergarten in Suzuki method.
Wow.
And studied with a lot of really great teachers and played all the way through high school in orchestras. And then kind of got more interested in rock and roll and a little more into folk with these guys.
That's great.
Good for you.
That's, how old are you, if I can ask?
34.
Okay. Wow. You look like you might be like 17 or
Yeah, she
something.
looks
So
young.
I was wondering. No, that and All right. In fact, you're going to do a second song. Would you do a second
I
song?
would love to do a second song.
Okay. Tell us what you're going to do. and
This one's called Here For You, and lately it's just kind of been a reminder that I'm here for this little lady here, so I'm going to sing it to her.
And he's referring to Danielle, I think.
I
Yeah.
apologize. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it changes show to show. No, I'm just kidding.
There's something about the way she'll look at me. There's something about the way she'll make me be a better man, better than I used to be. Even on those nights that I fall off the tracks, she'll pick me back up and she'll tell me again it'll be fine, still mine, I'm here for you. Though it took a long time for me to give my all, to give my heart, to give my soul to you. Here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Nothing that I wouldn't do to make sure nothing would ever happen to you. 'Cause I'll protect you, I'll defend you, honor you. Even on those nights that you fall off the tracks, I'll pick her back up and I will tell her again, it'll be fine, you're still mine, I'm here for you. Throw me down and throw me around, make me yours and I'll make you mine for all of time. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
That's a good song, and great harmonies in that. Singing harmonies were Danielle and James. It's really neat stuff, and your first album will be out on moonshineandwine.net,
.net, yep.
so people should watch for that.
Yes, please.
Would you be willing to take us out on the old standard Irene Goodnight?
Of course.
Try to get the whole audience singing, and Jerry will jump in on a verse, and we
That'll
appreciate
get him
you
to
doing
buy
it.
your album.
Because we can't stop them from doing that, can we? You've been listening to Tales, Tunes, and Tomfoolery, sponsored by the Folk School Coffee Parlor in Ludlow, Kentucky. Thanks to Patrick Kennedy for writing our opening song, and to you for listening. Hope to see y'all again real soon.
Go home to your wife and your family. Stay down by the fire tonight. Irene, good night.
Sometimes I live in the country, sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take a great notion to jump in the river and drown.